You're not paranoid.
And
I think it's going right. Did it turn red up there?
I think so. I can go really fast.
Do you want to go check?
Yeah, it's going.
That should be the thumbnail.
Is this thing on?
Like up close with the mic or with your laptop.
Is this thing on? Check.
Hello, technology, are you there?
Audience?
It's
Audience,
us.
is that you? Because this is what we are.
Hello,
Hi.
everyone out there too.
Ew, this is weird because we're used to just not open angle. We're used to close angle, direct talking.
So we can talk to whomever at whatever time.
Whoever you are, this is us.
This is us. I feel like too, just when we got confident enough hearing our own voices, we're like, let's knock that confidence back down.
Let's be babies again. And the, oh yes, the fiance calls this vodcasting.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to our vodcast.
I wonder if that's a real word. 'Cause I like it.
I can look it up. I know you look you look genuinely excited, and I really like that you're genuinely excited. That sounded, why did I do that? Why did I, like, you're excited.
You're like,
That was, I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to wait. Can I wink?
Oh yeah, vodcast already exists.
Ah, dang it.
Mother father. Vodcast is another term for videocast.
Well,
The short vodcast will take viewers through the 5 easy steps of completing your tax return online. Don't listen to that vodcast.
what?
That was the example that dictionary, I'm assuming
Urban Dictionary or just regular dictionary?
Oxford Dictionary.
You know what
The most serious
very
of the
serious.
dictionaries. Run by oxen all of the time. Very educated
in
oxen.
their Fords.
Yes. Correct. Well, now that we're warmed up. No, not warmed up yet.
Oh, okay.
I mean, are you warmed up yet?
Sure.
Okay. We'll follow her lead. Hi. I'm Kylie.
And I'm Katie.
If you can't tell by whose mouth is moving, along with the recording, because now you can see us.
You can see us. Are we what you thought we looked like?
Better?
Worse? Probably.
Maybe both. Maybe you're pleasantly upset. I don't know. It's a thing.
Well,
My heart's pounding. Okay.
we're trying.
We trying.
We're stepping
And
it up.
This is the next step.
Mm-hmm.
So, there you go. And as my friend said, it's the natural progression. It's time.
Yeah, you got engaged. We had to look and have a serious conversation about our commitment to the podcast.
We're like, let's think about this. Are we ready for the next step? Yes.
Ooh, yes. So
And then we put a video on it. Here it is. We're committed to you as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is weird to look at
the camera.
ourselves. No, because I can see me.
You can see.
Oh, yeah. If you can't.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't
also
notice. We're wearing our very nice, previously featured on Instagram.
Oh, I think I
at
can
You're
zoom
Not
in on
Paranoid.
the
Ooh, with the remote.
but I don't want to mess with it.
Okay.
It's our first one.
It's our first time. We're breaking our vodcast cherry. It says paranoid.
Uh-huh.
That was just weird talk for cherry, in case you didn't hear that.
I did.
Okay, cool. Moving on. This says paranoid all over it. I'm assuming these other characters also mean paranoid. Let's hope.
But
Because
I
we're
mean,
still wearing it.
I would not be surprised if it was a curse word or something bad.
Or rude.
But we got these on our last work trip together.
Mm-hmm. Little did we know it would be... I don't think it was the final one, though.
Was
I think
it?
it was
Oh,
the
the
second to
in-between
last.
one?
Close enough.
But we got them. We're like, oh my god.
Meant to be.
Shout out.
Maybe it
Should I
says...
shout out the store? Oh, I guess they don't exist anymore.
They still exist.
Oh, yeah, just online.
They have online.
Shout out to Forever 21.
Forever 31. What?
Almost.
Somebody over here. Just kidding. Yes. They should just... I feel like that's true, though, is that the people who were the original audience are now, like, almost in their 30s, if not already 30. So, like, when they first started...
Oh, Forever 21.
Customers, audience, you're an audience, we're I don't know, customers.
Same thing.
Same difference. When... What was I saying? Did it get darker in here? Did I blink?
Your eyes are just closed.
Maybe that's it. What was I saying?
You're saying how the audience grew up.
We have grown with the company. So when from Forever 21 first came out, we were all like 15 and like, we want to be 21. And then as we've gotten older, I feel like they're now maturing with us, where the styles are changing. And like, I bought some work clothes from there, so it's like I literally feel like it's becoming Forever 31.
But we're Forever 21. That's the whole point.
Well, these yell 21, but my work clothes say ready for a promotion, 31-year-old girl, 30, flirty, thriving. 13 going on 30. Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've seen that one. When
scared me.
We were younger when it came out.
13.
My one of the friends' moms, who was kind of like our second mom, so like she would pick us up and stuff, and so she was driving a group of us girls somewhere, and we're like, oh, we can't wait for 13 to going on 30 to come out, blah blah blah. And she was like, you are not seeing that movie. I think she thought it was like porny or something. Like,
what?
I don't know, but she was very concerned that young 13-year-olds were wanting to see that movie.
Maybe they are like, there'd be like adult scenes of like love and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if she just
adult
thought it was
love
like
scenes. What's that called? Sexy?
Or if she or if she thought it was like a pedophile like drama
Weird.
movie.
See, but you weren't allowed to watch a lot of weird like movies that I was definitely allowed to watch, which makes me think she was just like, what would Katie's parents say? No.
Maybe.
And so maybe. But you saw it.
We were allowed to see it eventually.
Oh, okay. When you were 30.
When I think she realized what it was.
She's like, oh, it's for kids. Great. 30, flirty, and thriving. That's all she says. And she hits her head against the wall. And all the fairy dust falls down. That's what my life has felt like. I feel like I blinked and now I'm here. Almost 30.
Yep.
It's not as magical.
Well, no.
I mean, this is magical, but aging is typically not magical.
Mother.
Being a mother one day, yeah. But anyways, that's all I was going to say. Okay. I wouldn't doubt if this said like big
F
pink
America.
blog. No.
Oh.
Big pink blob or something like funny like that, because it's like a pale pink. I don't know.
We'll see.
Do you know what it says?
We can take a picture of it and then
Tell us.
tell us.
We can tell us. You can tell us. You can tell us.
I can't.
I know. Okay. So we changed it up. So we're on the Vision 2020 Vision, right? Last episode was about survivors.
Yes.
We were like, oh, let's figure out what we want to talk about next episode.
That can go off of it.
Yes. And then we're like, kind of off of it. Let's go off air, talk about this off of it. And then we got off of it and are not on that topic anymore.
Yeah, we stopped
Instead
that
of
train.
Going off of it, we've moved off of it.
Yeah.
And now,
A new topic.
new chapter. Chapter 59. That's just a random number.
I think it's 49.
I know, but I just wanted to give us a
fake number.
a fake number to make it feel like I don't know. Chapter 48. What if we called it chapters instead of episodes?
Like a book.
Like a book. A movie book. A video book. Audio book.
A book.
A book. With
A
the book.
bookcast.
Book you. Book. Look at me. No. Yeah, like a video book.
Okay.
Chapter 48. This episode is about
Tor-nay-toes.
Tor-nay-toes, which apparently when you spell tornadoes plurally, there's an E.
Yeah.
Which also makes me think of like Tor-nay-toes. Every single time I'm like, how does that spell again? And then I just think Tor-nay-toes. And I don't know why that makes me smile every time. Kind of like that. Go ahead.
I just don't like feet, so I just imagine a tornado full of toes.
Ah, that's
like,
gross.
flying around.
And it's real smelly.
Oh, ew.
And then there's just like little like fuzz balls in the toes everywhere.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
I wish I could draw. I would draw that.
Yeah. I wish I could draw too. We can talk. People can draw. They can draw our dreams.
Mm-hmm. Draw some Tor-nay-toes.
Tor-nay-toes.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I interrupted you. It's conversation is what we've said before. Ho, 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 ho. So, the reason we're doing tornadoes is because tornado season is coming up. Not that we have that here, but
Bummer.
many people do.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about earthquakes, right?
Yeah, and volcanoes. I was getting confused doing this research because I was like, haven't we done this? Because on the same line, I was the last O's, volcanoes. And I was kind of getting volcanoes confused with tornadoes.
And earthquakos.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is a cereal in California. It's not. You got to go along with these things.
Like,
I try
really?
to just like quick, and you're like.
I wouldn't be surprised though, is my thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we can make them. Add it to the list of things we're going to make.
Mm-hmm. We have a whole list of merchandise that is not useful, but quite fun. Only you would get it if you listened to the show.
I'm glad that I'm sitting on this side because I think I can only partially wink with my left eye.
And they're just going to think your eyes are closed.
Oh,
There
yeah,
it is.
Like,
Well, now you can see in actuality that she is technically not a robot, but the features are there. You know what I mean?
she paid a lot of money for me.
Yeah. I bought her friendship and programmed her. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you watching my creation. Katie.
Smile.
Beep. Now look back at me. Good girl. Okay. Moving on. That would be so creepy if you actually. Sorry, I have an itch. I'm not picking my nose.
She's picking her nose.
I had an itch on the nostril.
I had an itch in my nose. And a
I
booger
have
came out.
As my dad would say, I have an itch in the back. What do you have, an itch in the back of your eyeball? Because you're like scratching like up and over. I never have gone that far. One time, did you hear what I said? I've never gone that far with my finger up my nose. But I have put it up there before. Two things. One time when I was little, I don't know why I did this. I think I was like 3. And my dad was leaning over like, oh, hi, honey. Like leaning like. And I looked at him. I went with my finger. Like.
How old were you?
Like 3. Right. He said it felt like my finger hit his brain. And then he got a little bloody nose because I was a little. It's like, your whole hand went in my nose because it was such a little baby hand. I was like, and then part 2 obsession with noses. When I was little, I think I've told you this. I'll say it again now that you can see my motions, movement.
I was gonna say gestations, but that's stomach stuff.
Gestation. I thought just
Oh,
digestion. Yeah, stomach. Tummy stuff. Gestation is tummy stuff.
You know
that's what I tell
stuff,
the kids.
Yeah.
That was funny. It's called digestion. Gestation is the other stuff where it goes.
Katie's good with words.
I study developmental biology.
Oh,
That's the only reason I should know what gestation. Kind of is. Anyways, and we're ladies, so I think it's like we're supposed to know.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe once it's happening, then we'll be like, oh, now we know. I digress.
Sorry, I was trying to name the word.
I lost what I was thinking. What was
Your second story about your noses. Or you don't have more than one. Your nose. I said your noses.
All of my noses.
Mm-hmm.
My second story, I may have said this before, but I'll tell you again. One time when I was little, I was also around 4. I guess it's when it started. I was it was nap time, and I was sleeping on a cot the way we did. And I found a little bead, like a red Y-shaped bead.
Mm-hmm.
And it was on the ground, and it was red and translucent. And translucent? Is that the right word? Transparent? Translucent.
Oh, yeah.
You can see through it.
Mm-hmm.
It was cute. And then I remember looking at my friend while we're laying in the cots, and I like put it halfway in my nose because it was Y-shaped, so it kind of like hung on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, I have a bloody nose. Like that, like pretending like I was like it was blood, even though clearly it's a bead, so that doesn't make sense. But for a 4-year-old, 5-year-old, whatever it was, 12, I don't know, made sense. And then I went to get it out, and instead I pushed it, and I was like, uh-oh. So I was like, I can do this. So I kept pushing, but it kept going higher and higher. Did I tell you this story?
Yeah.
Okay, but anyways, pretend like you didn't. So then it goes higher and higher, and then I tried to get it out, and it didn't come out during nap time. So I was like, uh-oh. So I just left it there. I was like, this is fine. I'll figure it out later. Go on with my day. I want to say a couple days go by, and I'm like, this is probably not good, but I also don't want to admit to my dad that I stuck a bead up my nose.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I was like, okay, this has got to come out. So I just started fake crying and was like, oh,
Oh my God.
oh, my nose. Like, just pretending like I didn't know what was wrong with my nose. My dad's like, honey, what's totally buying into it. I'm like, I don't know, it hurts, because I didn't want to admit it because I was totally selfish, or my ego was too big. And then he shines his light up there because he was like he did ski patrol at the time, so then he was like into medical stuff. He shines a light at my nose, and he sees a red shiny something, and thinks I freaking had a blood clot or something in my nose, and he's like, oh my God. So he takes me to the ER. Don't do this to your parents. Takes me to the ER, and then all I remember is being, my mom and dad were there, and I just remember the doors closing, there's a bright light, and I'm like, no. And then I woke up sometime later.
What?
But apparently they pulled it out, and we're like, yep, she stuck it up her nose. But because I was a little kid, they had to, I think they put me under general anesthesia to take it out, because they had to like really go up there and like it out.
Dang.
And now I have sinus issues, so I don't know if those are connected. Probably not.
Well, it was also a Y-shaped bead, foreshadowing.
And then my left nostril, I found an N and a P. It was awesome.
Did you get in trouble?
I think my parents were disappointed, but not like actually in trouble.
Because
if I did, I don't remember. It was definitely worth it, apparently, because I was like, I had it all planned out. I'm like, it's not gonna be my fault. Like, I don't know why I didn't think they would find out. Like,
how that got
I
up
put
there.
it up. Yeah, like how would I not know?
Must have been during nap time.
Someone stuck it up my nose.
Mm-hmm.
But like, she did it. But that's my nose story. Forgot why we went there.
You had nose stories.
I know stories.
Something to do with because we introed the tornadoes. And because then nose.
No, because that was Tor-nay-toes. Anyways, it's cool. So here we are.
Hello.
We said this would be fast, but now I'm talking too much. How is it going?
It's great.
Yeah. We already talked earlier, so we already know we're good. But now you know we're good.
We're good.
We good.
You
All
good.
right. I'm dead.
You're good. Good.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tornadoes. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to? A big
Go first.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Handy dandy.
Paper.
Notes.
Hopefully this isn't loud. Do you want to know some fast facts, or do you want some of the simple science?
I want fast facts.
All right, here we are. There's about 1,200 a year in the U.S.
I thought you were going to say 1,200 facts. I got scared.
We're going to be here a while.
Okay, sorry. Say it again. 1,200.
Tornadoes per year documented in the U.S.
What? Per year?
That's what it said. I got this from the Smithsonian and Nat Geo.
Oh.
Those were my main sources.
I think those are good.
Didn't even use Wikipedia this time.
Wow. Good for you.
I'm a researcher.
Nat Geo girl.
I'm a Nat Geo girl. Most last 10 minutes, but large ones can last 30 minutes.
Whoa. Okay. Wait, so like going, like destroying things for 10 to 30 minutes, that's a long time.
Yeah. Because...
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. No,
I was just going to say plus the wind speed.
The
most powerful ones are over 300 miles per hour.
What? Is that so? It's true that like cows and cars can be picked up.
Mm-hmm. And those ones are usually, or could be 2 miles wide or bigger. So imagine that.
Oh, wow.
I've never seen a tornado in real life.
Oh, dang.
But now, because you just see pictures and, you know, it's like, oh, yeah, that looks big. But when you think 2 miles...
It's like a weird creature. Like, it has its own life.
That would take me like 18 minutes to run the length of it.
No, you're faster than that. That would take me like 18 minutes. It would take you like 12 minutes.
That's a 9-minute mile.
I know. You're like a 12-minute girl.
No.
6-minute.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. She runs marathons.
That's slow running, not fast running.
No, 6 minutes.
A mile? That's slow. That's very fast for me.
Yeah. You're fast.
Well, I can't do that.
I think you could if there was a tornado coming after you.
Well, maybe. I can't run 300 miles per hour, though.
Nobody can. Just tornadoes.
Just tornadoes. And that's a bummer. And those ones can go for dozens of miles. However, those are not the most common ones, thankfully.
Good.
The more common ones are usually less than 110 miles per hour and only 250 feet across.
That's still quite large.
And only travel a few miles at a time.
That's still really far.
Yeah.
But when you put it in that perspective, it seems like not that bad, but it's still really bad.
Yeah, it's still very destructive. Or it
it's
can
just
be.
not like earth-shattering.
Let's see. Other the tornadoes kill an average of 60 people per year in the U.S., and that's mostly because of the debris that gets flung about.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's scary. At least it's not them going in the air.
Yeah, because I always picture it like you getting like sucked up.
Like, whoa.
And there's just a bunch of people.
Not good. Yeah.
But that's not really the case.
Got it. Or like Sharknado. There's no sharks in there. I never saw that movie.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But you're telling me there's a chance. Every continent except for Antarctica experiences tornadoes.
Antarctica doesn't get anything happen.
It's just coldness.
I guess if you're going to have to choose, if you can't move, if air can't move,
yeah,
nothing can move. And if you go outside, you can't move. I guess it's Antarctica.
Yep. So
what's down there? Penguins?
Yeah, and researchers.
Wait. Antarctica? Antarctica.
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 Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking of it could be like a joke, like my Antarctica. Yeah, the Arctic Circle.
And then the Antarctic
is like a halo. Antarctic is our base.
It's the anti.
It's where the top meets the galaxy. The top, not top like the top, but like a top like spin. The bottom of the top.
Wow, that's a really...
Wait, why is a top called a top? Wait, it's called a top, right? The thing
like
that you
Inception.
Spin? The thing that you spin? Why is it called a top? Because you spin it from the top?
I would assume so. I've never really taken that much time to think about tops.
But the more you say tops, the more it
just
sound
doesn't
like
sound
the right
good.
word. But you know what I'm saying? I was picturing like the like the world is like a top.
And that's
but
why
if
we
you're talking
spin.
about the bottom of the top, where are we? What if the galaxy doesn't have a frame of reference, so we're actually upside down?
Ooh.
That is my question.
We're kind of just sticking straight out, though.
Technically, I guess we're in reference to the moon.
No, the sun.
In terms of up and down.
Oh, like that's how we gauge it?
Yes.
But what if that's flipped?
Right.
Ooh.
Who knows the answer?
Probably Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Possibly. Let us know.
Hit us up.
Yeah.
We follow him on Twitter.
Great. You're like, I follow him on Twitter. Katie's the tweet
my
master.
personal Twitter does, and also our podcast.
Got it.
Let's see. Oh, it's a myth that tornadoes can't pass over bodies of water or mountains or valleys. They can. And
what about rivers?
They'll just become a water spout.
Oh.
So it'll just like suck all the water up. Cool.
That is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
The fish are like, whoa. That would be the only time it would be kind of fun to see an
watch
animal
it go from land.
go in the air. Like a cow, not cool. Probably gets hurt because the water. I know the water would still hurt if you go high enough and then drop on it. I don't know. I just feel like seeing fish like out of water would be kind of hilarious. Am I mean? Not
Yes.
dolphins though.
Well, dolphins don't live in lakes.
I was picturing the ocean.
Well, that's a different thing too, I think.
Oh, that's
Right?
I thought that when you said bodies of water, hello, we're in California, that I assumed the ocean.
No, rivers and lakes.
Rivers and ponds and lakes. Got it.
But
What about crocodiles?
they might get
Bye-bye.
bye. I have 2 more on the back I wrote to myself.
Ooh, dear diary.
These are historical ones that are fun for the history nerds. The worst tornado, and I think this was the Smithsonian, wrote outbreak of tornadoes was April 3rd and 4th of 1974. There was 147 tornadoes across 13 different states, and that's all I wrote.
Dang.
I thought it was going to be a continuation, but it's a different fact.
It was just a statistic.
Yeah,
it's like,
that was
get
it.
this stat.
No stories about it. Just that's all.
Take the fact. Put it in your brain.
So 2 days, 147 tornadoes.
Across
13
states.
In sign language.
I was like, excuse me? You made me really confused. My right eye will not stop twitching. Oh my gosh. That
Ooh,
means
my
I'm
right eye
nervous.
was twitching.
You gave it to me.
Yeah, like the other day.
Oh, it took a while to get here, but I just got it.
I was like, pshing. There you go.
Yeah.
The single deadliest tornado killed 695 people in Mississippi, Illinois, and Indiana in 1925. And then the coolest fact that I thought.
That was called the Tri-State Tornado.
Oh, do you know that one?
I had it pulled up just in case. And
that
then
was
I was
just
like,
the quick.
well, when you said the first one about the outbreak, I'm like, that is not right. And I was like pulling it up to see. I'm like, oh yeah.
You're going to fact check me? Dang.
No. And for the first one about the 137 tornadoes, I was laughing because you're like the worst outbreak of tornadoes. I was thinking like worst tornado of all time. And I remember it being, I don't know numbers. I don't really know history, but I knew it wasn't the 80s. And so that's where I was like,
It was the 70s,
So then I just,
but
I can't even keep track of words you said 2 minutes ago. So then I scrolled down and then it was 1925. And then you said it. So good job.
all right. Thank you.
Killed 11 people.
Oh. Wait, what?
The Tri-State Tornado.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
That's the one you just said.
This one said the single deadliest was 695 people.
Sorry. Most of the deaths, 541.
Mm.
But this was, I don't know if I trust my source as much as your source, so I go with your source. It was 600 something.
Yeah.
Delete.
That's fine. It's close. Average, right? My favorite one was was a what?
Your favorite deadly tornado or your favorite
No,
fact?
just listen. It'll make sense.
Okay, sorry.
Don't
I had
worry.
to. I'm like part of the viewers. I'm like,
Okay.
how could you say that?
A tornado hit Washington, D.C. in August of 1814, and it was credited for driving out the British invaders.
Oh.
So, you're welcome, says Mother Nature. Because only the day before they had burnt down most of the city and the White House.
Oh.
And then the tornado came and was like,
Not on
and they're
my
like,
land.
"Ah,
Yeah, they're like, what is this?
what is this?
Something like that.
But I mean, it says every continent except for Antarctica. So
That's surprising because I can't imagine there being one in France or England or I'm just picturing like Europe
I guess
in general.
Europe.
Or I really can't picture it anywhere besides the Midwest, to be honest.
Yeah, that is the most prevalent though.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you are going to talk about it, but the way
No.
the region of the U.S. is shaped right there makes it the perfect conditions
For a tornado.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I mean, not cool for them, but interesting.
Yeah, so those are some fast facts.
A couple more fast facts. Do you know there's a
A form?
a phobia?
A what?
A phobia of tornadoes?
Oh, really?
It is called lilapsphobia. Hold on. Lilapsophobia. Did you already know?
No, you said it the first time.
Oh, I thought you were going to say this morning. I was like, I didn't see you this morning. I got really scared. I got real scared. And P.S. there are movies about tornadoes in case you didn't know.
Thank you.
You're the history chick, and then like I was gonna say the histy chick, like Dixie chick, but it doesn't really work. The history chick, and I'm the movie lady.
Ooh, I know one, but I don't know the name of it. Johnny Depp's in it.
Maybe. Oh.
The movie poster is like him with the big glasses, and then the like tornadoes coming out of the face or down from.
Oh, isn't that Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Is it?
I feel like it's not about tornadoes.
That's my extent of tornado movie knowledge.
Okay, my computer listened. You're talking about this one?
Yeah, that one. Isn't that a tornado?
Oh wait, what's happening?
Is it on Siri?
Raoul Duke, who's Johnny Depp, and his attorney drive a red convertible across the Mojave Desert to Las Vegas with a suitcase full of drugs to cover a motorcycle race.
Yep. There's so many.
There's no mention of a tornado. Is it because his neck
I think
is bent like
it's older, right? It's an older movie.
That's what people, I think, are seeing when they're doing drugs.
Because in my whenever that came out, my younger brain was like, "That's a movie about tornadoes." That's really,
his neck is caught in a tornado right now.
That's so
that is
funny.
Really hilarious that you thought that was.
I was gonna be so cool.
You're like, I know the movie.
I know it.
And that's funny is that like I totally know what you meant, and I also know you were right, which makes it more funny. Okay.
The real ones.
This is from Ranker. Rank it. The first one is Twister. Duh.
Oh.
The second one is.
I have seen one.
Okay, hold on. The second one's Into the Storm. The third one is The Day After Tomorrow, which I have seen. Okay. The next one after that is 2012.
Great year.
The fifth one's Night of the Twisters. 6 is The Perfect Storm. I think you know this one. We're going to say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. The Wizard of Oz. Woo!
My friend.
Set the hook.
My first friend ever. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Was it Toto?
When we were little, no. And then we went like from like preschool to like high school together. But during grade school when we were little, on her birthday, we would have a sleepover every year, and we'd have to watch Wizard of Oz.
Oh, cute. So you're familiar.
Yeah, it's real messed up.
Oh.
It's creepy because I watched it more recently.
Okay.
And it was weird.
It is strange for sure. I told you already. I probably told you like 6 times my grandma's claim to fame. That she was babysat by the Wicked Witch of the West. I have to say it every time. And just like they have the munchkin that apparently was hanged himself in the background in one of the scenes.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, you never saw it?
No, is it real?
Yeah, it's...
Oh, excuse me.
It's real. What happened? Munchkin cat comes up. That's not what I'm talking about. Munchkin hangs. Munchkin? It's not called a munchkin. What are they called?
Oompa Loompa. No, that's
Willy Wonka.
I think they're
Munchkin?
right?
Wizard of Oz. Munchkin? Yeah,
Question
munchkin.
mark.
They're called munchkins, but why are words not making sense today? First, tops. Munchkin tops. Munchkin. Hang. Is this a Mandela effect? What the heck?
Ooh.
Okay, yeah. It's
an
not.
urban legend.
Dearly beloved. Is he in the background?
We can play Where's Waldo?
There's a whole thing about it. You can Google it.
Googs it.
The website was called Little White Lies, so I'm going to go with no.
Ooh.
But
you never know.
own time, own terms. Essentially, there are several different tornado movies, such as Sharknado.
Yeah, Sharknado.
Sharknado.
There's like several of them now.
There's 2.
Yeah.
Or at least that I see here. Which are about, I think, sharks in a tornado. Tornado.
Tor-nay. That's how you have to say it.
Tornado. I think that's way more fun to say. Yeah. Where do tornadoes happen? The deadliest.
Ooh.
Oh, I found the first picture of a tornado.
Really?
I was trying to find facts that you might not have had, just to like fill in some of the gaps. Not that you have gaps to fill, but you know what I mean. That sounded weird. You get what I'm saying.
Mind the gap.
Mind it. But look at this. August 28th, 1884, which makes sense because cameras were invented in 1816. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
I was like, this is not from 1864. Cameras didn't exist. Apparently they did. 1816. I don't know history, so that makes sense.
Oh. Yeah.
But look at this.
Show me.
Tornado.
Oh, ew.
Isn't that insane and scary?
That's
the clouds.
Scary.
That's the legs. Yeah.
No, thank you.
Evil.
That's a bad one.
Evil. Can you imagine? I would think that it was time for us to all go up there.
Well, yeah, because you don't really know what's going on.
I can see why people maybe thought that the gods were mad.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine tornadoes happening? Oh, yeah.
Or any sort of natural disaster, like an earthquake.
Yes.
Volcano. Definitely the gods.
Definitely. I had something here originally that was, when was the first tornado documented?
Oh. It was in ancient Egypt.
No. It was this thing that you wear on this finger, and then it can. Just kidding. That's a different episode. I was trying to do the Egypt thing. You looked so genuinely intrigued. It was awesome. Okay, so it's believed that July 5th. Was it the day that? Wait. What day did the British invade? What day did the tornado kick out the British people?
In 1814 of August.
Okay, so this was way before that. I just saw July 5th and I was like, what are the odds? No, our country is quite young. Anyways, I was thinking like 4th of July.
No, that's 2 separate wars.
Dude, I wasn't saying I was good at history. I just asked you what day. You don't have to call me out. I don't call you out like that. July 5th, 1643.
Oh, wow.
Tornado edition. Not so famous firsts. They think that it was in Massachusetts Bay, the colony governor John Winthrop recorded seeing a tornado for the first time.
But they also saw witches, so.
True. It was, but I would believe witches exist if I saw that tornado.
True.
I'm just saying that thing is scary. This is the excerpt. There arose a sudden gust at northwest, so violent for half an hour, accurate, as it blew down multitudes of trees. It lifted up their meeting house at Newbury, the people being in it.
Oh, no.
It darkened the air with dust, yet through God's mercy, it did no hurt, but only killed one Native American with the fall of a tree.
Only.
So it's like, they're critiquing his entry. They're like, you said it didn't kill anyone or hurt anyone, right? Then he called him an Indian, which I'm like, they thought they were in India, so that's
for how
not great.
long did they
apparently
think that?
Still, because people still say that. People don't even know that that's why they were called. That's why they call them Indians. It's like, anyways.
It's like, don't you get it when people from India are called Indians?
Right. They don't understand. It's because people don't take the time to think about things. They just hear and then refute all other things they learn from then on. It's like, are you going to believe Santa's real forever?
I feel like schools still do like cowboy or Thanksgiving with Indians and pilgrims. I don't know if they still call them Indians.
I mean,
but
yeah. I did that when I was a little kid. That's what we would do.
Same.
I mean, we didn't know. Tradition,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Tradition.
But
there it is. Interesting, yes?
mm-hmm.
Yes. Apparently, back in the day, in the 1940s, that people actually, you weren't allowed to say, like, tornado or anything like that on the radio or on, the broadcast, the weather broadcast, because it would cause such great panic. And then people would flip out because they were so unpredictable and scary.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, you can't, it would cause like mass chaos, whatever the right word is. Hysteria.
But they like knew it came every year.
Did they?
Oh,
Tell us, Katie.
I don't know. I was just like questioning.
I'm like, is that a nice segue to some
mean,
other stuff?
If you want it to be.
It can be. Let's
All
hear
right.
it. Get it back out.
That's what she said. Speaking of when it happens, where is it? It's most common in spring, especially in May and June in the U.S. What we kind of already said. Well, I guess this isn't like the science of like how it's made, but it's more like where.
How are tornadoes made?
Do you want to know that first?
No, it's okay. I
All
was
right.
trying to do like, where do babies come from? But it didn't play out the way I thought
They
it
come
would.
from tornadoes.
Got it. It's like, whoop, there they are. And then Boss Baby. Cue Boss Baby.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen that either, but
It's cute.
it's cute. Oh yeah. So why is Tornado Alley so great for tornadoes? I was like, I don't know what I'm saying.
Why did they call it Tornado Alley?
Why is it called Tornado Alley? Would be maybe a great introductory question.
Got it. We got it.
So that includes the Great Plains of Kansas, Nebraska, the Dakotas, and Texas, Oklahoma, because for some reason, large and diverse weather patterns kind of all converge in that area. And then I was reading something else too that it was kind of getting more technical, and I didn't want to read more technical stuff about earthquakes, but it was
Tornadoes.
Dude, I'm telling you.
We have a hard time saying anything about weather besides earthquake because that's all we know.
I mean, we could have that debate.
We don't even know rain.
People would much rather be in Tornado Alley than in California because of earthquakes. I'm like, bruh.
False.
You have a season of them. Ours is just could be whenever. So
I think
just
that's
live
why
your
it's
life.
probably scarier. But anyways, continue.
Yeah, anyway. It was saying something about it's kind of flanked by two mountain regions, and then at the base, like in the south, is a gulf of water. So something to do with it kind of creates the perfect
Storm.
weather. Storm. Yes. That's all
Like a cozy tornado home.
Mm-hmm. But guess what state gets the most tornadoes per
Florida.
square mile? Yeah. Did you
No.
know that?
I was just kidding. You're kidding.
I'm not. Isn't that bizarre?
You know how like the answer for all things is
It's
Florida? That's all I was saying. Seriously?
Mm-hmm. I think this is also the Smithsonian, but it says that Florida gets the most tornadoes per square mile.
Huh. Go figure.
So-
There could be alligators flying around.
Mm-hmm.
Sad.
Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, and Louisiana also get a lot of tornadoes per square mile.
You're really making me want to sing the state song.
I don't know the state song, so you could
I
sing it
know.
if you want.
We can sing it at the end. If
Okay.
I remember. I don't want to sing it now. It takes like 30 seconds.
I don't know it.
Do you want me to sing it?
Sure.
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming, North, South, East, West, my common objective opinion, California is the best of the 50 nifty United States and 13 original colonies. Shout 'em, scout 'em, tell all about 'em, one by one till you give 'em a day for every state in the USA. Okay, that's it.
Whoa.
I don't know how. Literally, I'm like, help with my eyes because I'm like, how is this happening? It's just like, blah, blah, out of my mouth.
Dang. I like the California part.
Thank you. You get to choose your state at the end. I chose California because we live here. You could say Oklahoma or Delaware. That's perfectly fine. We just won't agree with you.
Did you see the thing on Twitter of the girl that redrew the U.S. state or map of the states?
Are you okay?
No.
I feel like we're about to make fun of her, but you're not saying the U.S.
It's just funny.
It's funny. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, but I don't remember all of the states she changed.
Okay.
But she made like Texas, that little like square part, like go all the way up into Canada, and then imagine the history of like Civil War to get long Texas.
Oh, that's funny.
And then there was like long Chile. I don't know. It was funny.
I'm
You can look
sure
it
if
up
we
on
looked
Twitter.
it up, it would be funnier.
We can link it. I'll retweet it. Ooh,
Retweet.
Technology.
I feel like I said a bad word. Retweet.
I don't know. I don't speak French. Let's see. What were we talking about? Do you want to talk about something?
Nope.
Because then I can just do the formation. Okay,
Formation.
tornadoes. Let's get in
Tornadoes.
formation.
Yeah.
Prove to me you got some wind and speed.
I don't know what you're talking.
The Beyonce song.
Was that
Okay, ladies, now let's get information.
I know, but was that what were you singing their song, or were you saying tornado version?
I was doing the tornado version.
That's why I was like, what? Like, I thought that was a real song, but it was so conveniently about tornadoes. That's why I looked at you like that.
Beyonce is really trying to spread awareness about tornadoes.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's be pop stars with a purpose.
All of our songs are about
Tornadoes.
the only tornado.
Each album is a different natural disaster.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Scientists do not know all of the whys about how they form, which I am surprised because I feel like tornadoes are pretty well predicted, but I guess they're not after doing this research. Hurricanes are the most predictable.
Hence their names. I feel like like hurricanes, they can like name them, plan for them. They're like, okay, they're in development. It's like a baby. They're like, okay, we've named it, we're ready for it. Whereas tornadoes, you don't even have time to name them.
Oh yeah, that's true. I like that.
Thanks.
You're welcome. At first,
It's
I thought
just
you
kind
meant
of an unpleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Versus a baby / hurricane.
I mean, a baby could be
Hurricanes
that too.
are not great though either. Not to be
No.
mistaken, like actually to be equivalent to a baby. I'm just saying you have time to plan for it. The gestation of a hurricane is approximately, I don't know, I would say between a couple days.
Yeah, they know a few days
to a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the actual word hurricane. Like you could tell that it was like predictable, and I was like, I don't know what hurricane means. Like the root word.
No.
No. But for the really crazy tornadoes, they call them supercell thunderstorms.
Sounds like a rock band. Supercell.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you looked them up on Spotify or whatever. So the ingredients, as they called it for a tornado, is you have to have warm moisture near the surface, but then colder, drier air above. But with the supercell thunderstorm, you also need to have really high winds to increase the strength and the direction with the height. But
whoa, it seems like a lot of factors have to be there.
Yeah. And so I guess that's what the more technical article I was reading about. That's where all the weather kind of converges in the tornado alley. So why it's more prevalent. I think this was the Nat Geo article, is talking about a scientist named Tim Samaras. He was kind of the one talking about how they don't really know everything about tornadoes, how they're created. Sadly, he was killed by a tornado in 2013 in El Reno, Oklahoma. But he was like studying them. He said that strong changes in the winds are the first Oh, in the first kilometer of the atmosphere, and a high relative humidity are needed. So they know like the factors, but the question is, because it starts as a thunderstorm. So the question is, why is not every thunderstorm lead to a tornado?
Probably the winds.
They don't know for certain.
Huh.
But
Fascinating.
isn't that weird?
So there's such thing as tornado weather,
Yes.
but there is no such thing as earthquake weather.
Not that we know of yet. So I thought that was interesting.
That is interesting.
And the tornadoes are very picky because the air needs to be cold, but not too cold. Because that's what they also don't know why they die out, but that's the biggest hypothesis, is that the cold air just gets too cold or too hot, like, and then it just
like either way.
Yeah, and it just kind of peters out. It's like, well, the weather isn't great anymore, so bye.
Like it can't, maybe if like one of those factors, kind of like fire. Remember there was like that thing. It's like the fire pyramid. What was it called? Where
the fire pyramid, yes.
It was like
the flashpoint.
No, it was like 3 different things. We don't remember what we say. It's a few different things. It was like air, source, material, something like that. And if you don't, maybe like if you don't have one of those things, like the wind or the cold or the hot, then it just.
Yep, that's what it kind of seems like. I think that's that for the formation.
Cray cray.
Yep. But sorry.
No.
Just one more thing. So they did say they're harder to forecast than hurricanes, and on average, there's about a 13-minute heads up.
Oh dear.
And they have such things as tornado warnings, which is when there's actually one spotted, and then tornado watch, where it's kind of like you were saying, like the weather. It seems like there might be one that's possible.
Wow.
And I think we talked about it in the earthquake, or one of them, the NOAA, where you have like the special radio.
Yes.
If you live in that area. Yeah. So just pay attention to those.
It's like a national broadcast station that basically is trying to update you for any emergency or natural disaster or something like that.
It just turns on.
Yes.
And goes do 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 do. Listen up.
That was a really good impression. I was like
you.
really intrigued just now, and then I had to laugh it off because I was like, wow. I don't know why I got kind of scared. Yeah. She just does the voice of the radio beeping.
You programmed it into me.
It worked. And execute.
Stop.
Perfect. Should we tell some stories to make it more fun?
Ooh.
Well, fun.
What are you saying? Wow.
No, I'm saying to take a break from facts. No, that's not what I meant. I was trying to make you happy, not do.
I always have to do.
Yeah, everyone has to do. And let me just drink this. Do you want?
Okay.
Shall we share? I know you had a story.
Ooh, I do.
I also have a story.
Do you want me to tell mine first while you sip your water?
Sure. It is water.
I don't know if I can say
Who's
like
your brother?
My brother's
wife
in-laws.
And her parents.
That is his in-laws.
Yeah. I'm just saying in-laws. Excuse me.
They are in Tornado Alley, and they have visited them. And I don't know if it was the last time or the time before. They were there during like tornado weather.
Oh.
And
I wonder if flights are cheaper during that time.
I would assume so.
Can you imagine being a plane? You're like, oh no.
No, thank you. Would they let you fly though?
I feel like a plane can outrun a tornado.
That's true.
How fast do planes fly? You keep talking.
But I think it's also too like they would be above the tornado. You just have to make sure you're not coming down into like through bad weather.
Yeah, I would outrun a tornado. It goes 575 miles per hour.
Woo. Don't
Time
even feel
travel.
like it. Basically.
Mhm.
But he sent us some videos and it was really scary. And they have the storm cellar thing, bunker stuff. And they have the little special radio. And he said it was very scary. Everyone is California born and raised, but now, you know,
not in that place, but his in-laws.
the in-laws like hit
Just to like
my brother, sister-in-law, everyone. So they've been living there for a few years now, so I don't know if they've gotten used to it, but you know, my brother and sister-in-law definitely haven't, and it was very scary. So they were sending us videos, and I think they actually did have to go into the cellar thing. But my brother always says that it's okay because their house is by a lake and tornadoes can't cross lakes, but the Smithsonian begs to differ.
So therefore Katie begs to differ.
I'm going to text him.
Be like, you were wrong. You're definitely in danger all of the time.
But I was just asking him about it, and he said it was really creepy because they have that tornado siren.
Yeah.
That...
Ooh. That sounds like a ghost.
Ooh, tornadoes coming.
Why did
that,
I
like,
do it like that?
The super scary, like World War II, like siren.
Correct.
Noise.
Well, similarly, we by the ocean have tsunami sirens.
I've never heard any of these.
I guess you don't really live.
I don't, but I used
super close to the ocean
for school.
Oh yeah.
And then if you were taking the certain road down to the beach, it would have like tsunami evacuation route and then like arrows.
Yeah.
I never heard any.
Apparently, not too long ago, there was a false alarm that went off in my neighborhood. I didn't hear it, but it was it was like right at the beach because I live like a few miles from the beach. But like right at the beach, I had friends posting on like Facebook and stuff being like, anyone else hear the tsunami warning at 4 a.m. this morning? Which is it's like, imagine when you're in the dorms and they do like fire drills, but times 20 because you're at home and you know you're not having a fire drill and you can't control it because it's the city. So there's that.
That's creepy. Yeah, and then they test it all the time.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't think they test it very often.
They have to do it.
Maybe for tornadoes. I mean, if there's that many.
They test it every Saturday.
Really? Are you serious?
That's what my brother said.
He also said tornadoes can't happen above water, so.
That's true.
Do we trust your brother anymore? I don't know. No.
But my dad, who's from Pennsylvania, was saying that they had sirens that would go off. Maybe like for practice. And I'm like, I don't
know where in Pennsylvania he lived, but maybe for like hurricanes or.
Nope. Maybe flooding.
Cut from the same cloth.
I was like,
now
I don't
know where your brother gets it from.
If it was like back in the day for like the when they used to do the Cold War, like nuclear bombing, duck and covers. So I don't know if that's what the siren was for. I was like,
that looked weird. I was just trying to be like,
you were saluting.
Yeah. No. I was hiding from the nuclear war.
Oh, okay, yeah, because you know, ducking and covering really helps. But yeah, so
cray
1 degree of separation from tornado watching.
Wow. That sounds gnarly. So they survived. That's good.
Yes, they did.
Have his in-laws been through a tornado yet that they actually had to use or been through a tornado, like experienced having to go under their house for that?
I think they have had to go in the cellar before, but fortunately none has actually hit their city.
Good.
It's like kind of like scary because it's like gone, like, you know, tornadoes throughout the years have gone through all the other like cities close by, but theirs has been spared. Hence my brother's assumption that it's because they're next to a lake. It could affect it though in terms of temperature.
Yeah, maybe.
But
you just never know until it happens, I guess.
Know, it's so scary. I can't imagine.
That is one thing. That is kind of a terrifying thought though too, that like you don't know where it's going to go, how it's going to change direction, you know, how long it's going to last, and then being able to see it forming.
At least you can see it if you do have the proper cellar. Because
there's other ways too.
With an earthquake, you can't see it coming.
You're like, is that an earthquake?
Yeah, and then by the time you decide whether it was one or not, it's done.
It's usually over.
So.
Knock, knock.
Hello?
It's me, the tornado.
Oh, no.
Just kidding. that was messed up. People do get quite hurt from these things.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see here. I have a story. Well, okay, so it's kind of funny because the person I'm telling this story from, I also have a story when I was at her wedding. So this story is about a girl named Lucky. No, this story is from one of my many cool aunts who are like my aunts, my mom's like friends
those
for
are
a long
my,
time.
like closest aunts.
Yeah. I mean, I have close aunts that are my aunts, but also I just have like a ton of aunts. Like people call them aunties.
I have more aunts.
I have aunts all throughout my house, so they get the breadcrumbs. No. Anyways, maybe that's why people call them aunties, so that they're not to be mistaken for aunts.
I think the proper way is aunt.
Anyways, make
I
your
don't
choice.
say that.
I do not also. Or auntie, is that a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, that's who she is, and. She lives in, I think at that time she lived in Colorado or Wyoming, but she still is in Wyoming. So it's still like, it's Tornado Alley, right?
Yeah, it's in that area.
In that area. I mean, just because you're not in the alley doesn't mean it can't happen, as you're going to find out. So when I was little, actually, we were on her farm because they have horses and stuff. I was like, I want to be a farm girl. I wish I could have stayed there. But in the distance, I was like, everyone was like, because it was the reception of her wedding and we're all outside and you can see in the distance like it's starting to get a little swirly and I'm like, what's that? And it's super windy. Everyone's like, let's go inside. It didn't end up happening, but I saw the beginning parts of it and I was pretty young. I want to say I was like 9 or 10.
Wow.
I remember it being creepy. But then just as quickly as it happened, it stopped. So I was kind of bummed.
Oh, I know. I feel like when I was little, I always try to look for tornadoes, like any sort of cloud that had like a little wisp. I was like, I would stare at him like, oh my god, that's gonna be a tornado.
Yeah, you like hope it to be because you don't really understand like what that means. You just are like Wizard of Oz and like how cool it looks. Yeah, not realizing it means people's houses get blown down. Yeah, and people die and it's awful. Okay, so here's her story, and this is a different story than the story I just told you,
but the same aunt.
Yes. I'm just going to read the whole thing. Is that okay? It's a little bit long. Well, I'll be quick.
Hurry up.
It's verbatim. Okay.
No. Take your time. So
she texts me. I was like kind of bugging her. I'm like, hey, I have a story. And she's like, okay, yes. She's like, oh, girl. Okay, here we go. It's the summer of 2018 in Cheyenne, Wyoming. The last 10 days of July is dedicated to what are called Cheyenne Frontier Days. It's like a big thing. And it's the world's largest outdoor rodeo. The population in Cheyenne, Wyoming grows for 2 weeks, and the rodeo takes place every afternoon, and it's a tough competition of like bull riding, horse riding. I'm assuming horse riding. I don't go to that many rodeos, but it sounds really cool. My mom's gone. She said it's really fun. She said that during this particular week, the weather was touch and go, and they had a lot of rain along with quarter size to golf ball size hail. Ooh. That lasted 2 to 3 days throughout the week. Nope. The final rodeo competition takes place on Sunday afternoon, so it's the end of the 10 days, and there are 15 to 20,000 people at this rodeo who are, looking to see who wins the Frontier Days championship. Wow, I can't.
That sounded like a French award.
Champion belt buckle.
Dang.
Only in Wyoming.
Yeah, that's like 4 times the population.
Anywhere outside California, essentially.
Basically.
I want a belt buckle. Let's make belt buckles. Just like big ol' YNP podcast. Right on. Yeah. They get also a custom saddle and a winning pot of money. We could get custom saddles and just sit on those.
That'd be so comfortable.
We're just like, and now we're going to record. That would be cool, though. I think it would look cool for like a little bit, but it might be uncomfortable. Or, those like horses that little kids would, it'd be kind of loud. But anyways, you get the point. So it's a sunny afternoon. The clouds are moving quickly. And then the tornado sirens start to whine. She said that the bucking horses are ready to be rode. The cowboys are ready to mount up when the announcer comes over the PA, instructing the crowd to take cover immediately.
No.
15 to 20,000 people.
Where do they go? What happens?
The National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning. I can't talk. A tornado warning moving into the area, and everyone has to get out of there. There was she says, mass exit.
I can't.
Everyone's moving to get the crowd, for the crowd to get under the grandstands and out of the weather as quickly as possible. So the tornado started approaching Frontier Park, which is where the stands were, and it wasn't touching the ground, but the clouds were swirling overhead, she says, with an angry fury. She's there, like, witnessing this. She describes them as a gross green and gray color, and it churned uncontrollably. Can you just imagine?
Green?
I'm picturing the Wizard of Oz, like actually a life of its own, like a creepy, disturbing, gross. Yeah, just like, ugh. The funnel clouds formed over and over above the park, but never touched down where the rodeo was taking place and moved towards the east. As it moved eastward, it gained more and more momentum and formed dual funnel clouds, touching down in two different rural neighborhoods, which wasn't good because then it ended up breaking out windows and ripping off the siding from houses. It took out acres of pasture land and left a serious path of destruction as it was heading towards Nebraska. All in all, the Frontier Park, all the 15 to 20,000 people visiting the rodeo, all the livestock were unharmed, which is very lucky.
Wow.
But unfortunately, the farmers and the ranchers on those eastern part of the towns, they didn't have as great of luck. And she was saying that they don't typically see a lot of tornadoes in southeast Wyoming, but they do happen. Mm-hmm. She said, watch the skies, be smart, and take cover. Don't ever try to outrun a tornado. They are very unpredictable. And then I sent her the whoa bitmoji.
The explosion one?
Yeah, I was like, wow, crazy.
Dang.
Isn't that nuts?
That's really scary. So it's basically like you're underneath some bleachers hoping that the tornado doesn't form right above you.
Yeah.
Is what's happening.
I feel like you would have to make a human chain of like, don't let go. Like, what would you do? Like, it sounds kind of funny, but what would you do? Mm-hmm. What else would you do? You just hold on to each other.
Or you
swim
because
down.
It's like if it's that bad, everything's gonna get flung.
Yeah. I'm saying swim down like on Finding Nemo if they all work together against the tornado. I don't know.
Probably not, but they could try.
I know.
I don't really think they're... If it's on top of you and you're out...
Yeah.
I don't think you can do anything.
Do you have anything about the eye of this...
The eye of the hurricane?
The tiger. Oh, it's a hurricane, not a tornado.
I don't know if a tornado is the same thing, but...
Do tornadoes have eyes?
No. Hurricanes do.
I thought tornadoes did too.
I'm sure they do. It's the same thing because it's like spinning around it.
The eye is the region that it's mostly calm. Tropical cyclones.
In the eyes of a hurricane, there is quiet. Hey, that's a Hamilton reference.
History nerd.
Alexander Hamilton.
Do tornadoes have eyes?
Do they have 20/20 vision?
Doesn't seem like it's quite the same as what you were saying.
Maybe because a hurricane is way bigger or something.
Props.
So then it has.
Oh, there's more time for it to
space.
be calm. Because I feel like it'd be like, and it was like,
It's too crazy.
Like the eye is probably quite small.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a needle.
Yeah.
Eye needle? Needle of the eye. Eye of the needle. Eye of the needle. It's just, that's what people do when they're sewing. They're like, eye of the needle. Oh, threading the needle.
Yeah.
Threading the needle. What's the eye of the needle though? It's just called the eye.
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, so I have some information here from FEMA.
Ooh.
FEMA. On How to be safe
Good.
in a tornado.
How do I be safe?
How to do this. So here's what's going on. If you are under a tornado warning, find safe shelter right away. Apparently all they had was the grandstands.
Oh,
so they say to, like your brother did, go to a safe storm cellar, a basement, or a safe room, such as this one. I just meant like you're in a safe place, like a safe space. If there's no basement, go to a small interior room on the lowest level. So it's kind of like a basement, maybe like a bathroom. They say to stay away from windows, doors, and outside walls, which is hard. So you probably want to have a really big house. Yeah.
That has an interior room that has no walls touching the outside.
Connection to the outside. I don't have that.
I'm going to build one though.
Anywhere in the house. Yeah. We'll just build like one right in the middle of the living room. Be like, what is that? Be like, it's our cellar.
In case a tornado comes, because a tornado has been recorded in every state.
Ever. So.
In the U.S.
So. They also say do not go under an overpass, which I always think is so hard to say. Do not go under an overpass or a bridge. You're actually quite safer in a low, flat location. I would think under a bridge or something like that would make sense, but maybe it has to do with like the way it's angled, so to like scoop you.
Or if it's just gonna take the bridge and then drop it on you.
Oh, yeah, that's possible too. I feel like an overpass is more sturdy, but you never know. And then, as you mentioned earlier, flying debris can actually cause a lot of injury and death as well, which isn't good. And when you are taking cover, use your arms to protect your neck and head.
Makes sense.
So, when there is a threat of a tornado, they say to prepare now. So how to survive during and how to be safe after. It's a 3-step process. And this will be on our website, you'renotparanoid.com. And essentially, to prepare now, you should know your area's tornado risks, know the signs of the tornado, sign up for the community warning system. As you mentioned, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA.
No tornadoes around here.
And no, I like because it's like AA.
No,
Thank you. Yes. Weather radio. Pay attention to weather reports. Not that you can probably miss a tornado because everyone's probably talking about it.
If you're in your interior room that has no windows,
if you're podcasting,
outside, then maybe you don't know.
Maybe. But then you'd be safe, so it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Identify and practice going into a safe shelter. So they say to practice. And there are certain ICC 500 standards. Not sure what that is. But they say the best protection is a small, interior, windowless room in a sturdy building on the lowest level. If someone brought me there, I would think they're trying to murder me, personally.
Yeah, because what is that besides a jail?
Or like on You, when he has them in the little glass room.
You can make a little...
Maybe it was supposed to be a tornado bunker, but then got turned into a murder bunker. Thank you for joining me. I felt more like confident when you were joining me doing that. How creepy would that be for an entire episode? We just mirrored each other, like everything we did. I don't like that either. That was actually creepy. Like the harder you shook your head, the more it made me feel weird. I didn't like that. And then also consider. We just said this. Consider constructing a safe room if you don't already have one. Okay. How much money do these people have? If during the tornado, immediately go to a safe location. Obviously. Take additional cover. You can use your arms and put materials such as furniture and blankets around you. I think kind of like in an earthquake, they always say like, if you can't get, we've had this whole conversation. Go back and listen to that episode, but at least get underneath something next to something taller than you so that if stuff falls, it hits that first. Hopefully not you as much.
You still have the chance of it hitting you though.
True, but at least it's less versus just like sitting in the middle of the room.
Like, what's that?
Yeah, just like.
That's not the way.
Don't be bold.
Is it?
Don't be bold. Listen to the radio whilst it's happening. Don't outrun it. You can't.
Try me. That's what the tornado's saying.
Oh dear. And if you're in a car or outdoors and you can't get to a building, this is something I would genuinely be concerned about. Cover your head and neck with your arms and cover your body with a coat or a blanket. How's that going to help?
Maybe it'll just take the blanket instead.
Maybe it'll be warm when you go in the air. you agree with me? You're like, no.
I don't
or
know.
you once you go in the air, you carry it down like a parachute.
Yeah.
What are we in, Winnie the Pooh? I don't know. Well, I don't know. Sometimes I would rather you just tell me, like, if you're in a car, pray for your life, because don't give me false hope. A blanket's gonna help.
Maybe if it's just saying that the shattered glass, like it'll be only a weaker tornado.
Maybe. Fine. Fair enough. Because, yeah, it will break the glass, typically.
But if it's a big one, then...
They also say don't outrun the tornado in your vehicle.
My car goes really fast.
Here's the thing, yeah. I'm not going to sit around for the tornado. I think I would rather drive as fast as I could. Try to outrun it.
Because it also doesn't go in a straight line.
That's what you have to do. You just have to do like this.
No, because then it'll be slower.
Drive towards the tornado, play chicken with it, and dodge at the last second.
Hey, tornado, you go left, I go right.
Like,
wait, and then it's like the whole time, it's like, you're right or mine. And then right at the last second.
50-50 chance. It's better than being chased.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't outrun it, run towards it.
Well, let's not
Hashtag-
have that.
Hashtag
No.
storm chaser.
No.
Hashtag
No.
face the tornado.
No.
Hashtag tornado challenge. Hashtag here we go. Hashtag my right or your right. Hashtag eye to eye.
Oh, God.
Hashtag you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a tornado.
No. Everyone listen up until she started hashtagging. Those are the proper...
I think I was on a good roll, though.
That was really funny.
Thank you.
But let's not play chicken with a tornado. But, I mean...
I think the philosophy makes sense. If you can't outrun it, run towards it, because then at least you know where it's going.
But you don't. I mean, I guess if you're like following, I mean, that's what storm
it depends on how
chasers
close
do.
you are, right? So I guess if you're far enough away and you just predict the trajectory, and then eventually if you keep driving the right way, you'll dodge it basically anywhere, kind of like a meteor, right? When they see a meteor coming into Earth, you're like, oh God, it's gonna hit, but that's because it's way back here. But because it's at 2 degrees this way, when it actually gets there, it's quite far. So if you predict if you're driving and you're like, that tornado is a few miles away, based on the speed that it's going, if I just like calling it and you just
put on cruise
you just
control.
go for it, yeah. Then you're like, woohoo, past it. Now, are the roads going the right direction? That's up to you.
Are there roads in at
you
all?
should probably have 4-wheel drive, just in case.
With
And
a
gas
blanket.
in the back.
And a blanket.
And a blanket. And maybe some safety goggles.
Yeah.
And a radio.
And that's all.
No, No, today.
Mm-mm.
Okay. And then to be safe after, keep listening to No because you need to hear updated information from the authorities. If you are trapped, cover your mouth with a cloth or mask to avoid breathing dust.
That sounds so
Shut your mouth.
rude.
If you're trapped, you're going to die there.
Did you just survive
Essentially
a tornado?
is what it's saying.
Did you just survive?
Don't bother screaming. You're trapped. Shut your mouth.
It's like, congratulations for surviving. Now shut your mouth. Okay?
We're
No
tired
one,
of
no
hearing
one wants
about
to
it.
hear about it.
Oh my gosh.
See the previous episode.
It does
for
say that,
survival
though.
Stories.
In bold, if you're trapped, cover your mouth with a cloth or mask to avoid breathing dust. Try to send a text, bang on a pipe or a wall,
Just do not open.
or use a whistle instead of shouting.
Everyone has whistles. So.
They do make thunder whistles. Have you heard of those things? We should get one. That's actually not a bad idea to put on our little
Keychains?
YNP keychain. Yeah.
What's a thunder whistle? Does it sound like thunder?
It's a whistle, typically orange. I'm not making this up. It just sounds funny. It's about this big. And when you whistle, it's supposed to be so loud you can hear it despite there being thunder.
Oh.
Very loud. People use them like camping, stuff like that. They're good for being located. Hence FEMA. Cover your mouth, blow your whistle.
That should be their hashtag.
Hashtag stop
FEMA.
talking, blow your whistle.
Cover your mouth.
Tornado
blow your
whistle. Yeah.
Isn't that also
Like when they say wet your whistle? Like,
well, isn't a whistle also a euphemism for your butt hole?
what? Since when?
Your whistle?
I thought it was for your mouth. Wet your whistle. Like,
I don't know. I've heard people refer to their bums as,
in what way? Wipe your whistle?
You gotta keep your whistle clean.
Like your mouth.
They were referring to their butts.
Maybe they were saying they had a butt mouth.
Maybe.
Okay.
It could be any
Any
orifice.
of the above. Ew.
What?
Never say that again. Keep your orifices shut.
Okay.
Okay, Morpheus. Okay. Stay clear of fallen power lines or broken utility lines. I think we all know that by now, unless you're talking to children, which I don't think children are reading FEMA. I'm kind of like critiquing FEMA right now, but I'm just saying, I think we know. Don't play with power lines.
I mean,
in case you didn't know, now
it.
you know. Fair enough. Do not enter damaged buildings until you are told that they are safe. But if they're damaged, I still don't think they're safe.
No, unless you have the structural engineers come out.
Or they're not there anymore.
Because they're in a damaged building?
No, like the building is on the ground.
Oh, their building is?
Like it's just not, like there's no walls.
Well,
And I guess you can't really go in, so then it doesn't really matter.
That would be an easy one.
Oh dear. Save your phone calls for emergencies.
Dang.
They're quite harsh. Phone systems are often down or busy after disaster. Use text messaging or social media to communicate with family and friends. I didn't know that was a thing. Will we run out of ways to communicate with people if everyone's calling at the same time?
It definitely slows down. They give first responders like their special networks.
I want to be on that network.
Me too.
It's like 1000G instead of like the 4G LTE. It's like they're holding us back. You think they'd speed it up for emergencies especially, but whatever. I feel like it's all just imaginary. We should do that one day.
Yeah,
What is the LG?
Where is it? What is
Yeah.
it? It's the invisible tubing across the world.
Yep, just like the Wi-Fi in the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful during cleanup. Wear thick-soled shoes, long pants, and work gloves. Feels like it's telling us that ladies can't clean up.
Why?
No, I'm just the way. It's just I don't know. I was just thinking it kind of sounds like who has work boots with thick soles?
Everyone.
Maybe if you're in Tornado Alley.
You have to have your cleanup gear.
Yes. That sounds terrifying. I cannot sorry, it is. I cannot imagine. That was such an ugly face, by the way. I forgot we're recording. Oh well. I cannot imagine like seeing it coming towards you, it happening. You can't stop it. You can't protect your home. You can't. Ugh. I will say that it seems that tornadoes are much more destructive than earthquakes
on average,
from what we've seen.
Yeah, I just can't imagine like living somewhere where there's a season of destruction, and then like if my house was destroyed, then like rebuilding it in the same area where a tornado could come back.
Well, if you own the land,
I know, but it's like
people don't have a choice.
Make a small house or something.
Yeah, I mean, you never know if the tornado will go back through that area. Like, does a tornado run the same course twice?
Is it like lightning?
Probably not. In the way that it does run through the same area twice. That is interesting, though.
Yep, that's probably why housing is cheaper there.
Possibly. They should make homes that, instead of blowing apart,
They just collapse.
they just like are single walls that just like boop.
Like an inflatable bouncy house.
Mm-hmm.
Where just goes
Mm-hmm.
during tornado season, and
There's
then the tornado passed, and it can go back up.
Mm-hmm. Or similarly, remember the earthquake proof bed that was like real creepy and kind of claustrophobic?
That would go like
Yeah, so when there's an earthquake detected, it like sinks in. So picture like a bed, and it like drops down, and then these little
like
trap doors,
clam.
close, and then you're down there, and there's like food and water. What if the same thing happened, assuming you're rich, that your whole home would just go
Oh, you have
under the ground
on the elevator.
Mm-hmm. It's like a little platform, and you just go like that has to make that noise. And then similarly, it's like, and then it covers.
That would be how you do it.
That would be ideal. It doesn't seem, though, that a lot of the areas that this happens tends to not be like the families like are more rural areas where they are dependent on farming and stuff like this, versus like multimillionaires who would be able to build a house that goes but plus
Or
lifestyle
of the rich and famous.
No, lifestyle of, farmers or anyone else who's not a farmer, but just like being in the Midwest, the country and stuff. I know nothing about the Midwest, clearly.
Obviously.
I'm assuming everything is
wow
farm, but no, you get what I'm saying?
I get it.
Yeah. It'd be cool if that was a possibility, though.
That would be cool.
Or alternative ways to
all
the
live
home
underground.
Yeah.
Or we can, like the theories that the government controls the weather.
Mm-hmm.
So once the public can get a hold of that technology, then we can just stop them.
Yeah. Use it against them.
Mm-hmm.
Take down the White House. Just kidding. Just
wow.
No, you know what I was thinking was
no,
the British.
The tornado.
I forgot the British people took the White House, and then the tornado took the British people.
Mm-hmm.
Not the tornado didn't take the White House. I was like, take it back.
No, the tornado was on our side.
Great. British people are great. It's history. It's fine.
We won twice.
She knows history. I don't. All I know is we don't have accents. Well, technically, we have accents compared to other people. So, it's kind of egocentric of us to think we don't have accents. Because then someone in New York is like, oh, yeah, you guys have an accent. And then they do California accents, and everything's, dude.
Bruh, take the 405 to the 101.
To the 5, to the 73. Then you take it back to the 22, and you head right into the beach. Shaka Mahala, man.
Bruh.
Sick. That's everyone talks.
For sure. Or it's like, oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm from the valley, and I talk like this, and I'm a valley girl.
I'm just like really cool.
And I have like 3,000 followers that I bought, and it's like really cool.
Yeah.
I only get 23 likes because those are the people I actually know, but yeah.
Do you want to like have this detox tea?
Yes. It'll give you like the best diarrhea. We always bring poop back.
Poop.
All aboard the toot for the poop. We're weird. Okay.
It's fine.
That's too much. Okay, last thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did we already say this?
Maybe.
The record-breaking tornado. The most destructive, allegedly, was in 1896 that caused such a massive... I don't know why I'm bringing this up now. I should have brought it up earlier, but
That's
here
fine.
I am. It caused a total damage of $2.9 billion, 1896.
That's how much money in
96. It was the St. Louis, East St. Louis tornado. These are all like the most expensive. Oh, these are like the top parts.
Or is
most
this in
destructive,
today's
apparently.
money or old time money?
I'm a guessing. Now time money.
Okay.
Money. Muddy. The fastest wind in a tornado was about 300 miles per hour.
Oof.
That was in 1999, which was rated in F5.
That's the Fuji. What is it called?
Oh, you never told us about that.
Oh, yeah.
Fujita
The Fujita
scale. Goes from F0 to F5.
Mm-hmm.
Not great.
There's also a 0, I think.
That's what I just said.
Oh, I thought you said 1.
I said F0 to F5. And when you have to watch it back, I'm doing my hand motions.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And then the longest distance a person was carried by a tornado.
Are you serious?
Yes, and that's why I like readjusted because I was like, what? The real life Dorothy was picked up and carried 1,307 feet in 2006.
Whoa, that's recent.
Which is the length of more than 4 football fields.
Mm-hmm.
And lived to tell the story.
No way.
His name is Matt Suter.
Whoa.
Suter. Isn't that nutty?
That's a story to tell.
Yeah, 6 unbelievable stories of tornado survival.
Dang. See, there's the tie-in of last week.
Oh, yeah, surviving tornadoes.
There you go.
I don't have the whole story, but
that's fine. I believe
that's him.
Matt, or what was his name?
Matt.
Yeah, I believe him.
Yeah.
I wonder what that feels like.
There was also a little girl, apparently. A National Weather Service investigator confirmed. Oh, no. Previously, I believe this is the previous record, was in 1995, a 9-year-old girl had been carried with her pony over 300 meters before being set down in a field almost completely unharmed.
No.
I would be like, I'm riding a unicorn!
Dude,
like
that's
pony.
crazy.
Imagine the pony's like, F.
Yeah, it's like you can't explain to them what's happening. He probably thought she did it to him.
So scary.
That's so weird. I wonder if it feels like flying. Or if it's
probably
like, if you're on the outskirts and it's just kind of carrying you straight, or if you get sucked in and you're spinning.
Probably all of it. This is to top it off. So, this girl, one more story. She was only 10 months old in 1999 when an Oklahoma tornado ripped her from her mother's arms.
What?
And she went into the tornado. And on the way to the hospital, the mom begged a local deputy to go find the baby. And he found her face down in the mud several meters away from where she was taken. And she survived.
No. Oh my God.
A 10-month-old baby.
In the mud?
Was found in the mud. And it killed 44 people.
Jeez.
And the winds were likely the top EF5 range. Or F5 range.
Whoa.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
So those are incredible survival stories. Survivor stories. Because people can survive. But I cannot even imagine.
I mean, is that bad that I kind of want to know what that feels like?
I do too, but I don't want to take too much.
I wonder if it feels like those indoor skydiving things.
Sorry, that's not funny. Probably to some extent. Okay, I found this story of Matt. He was a high school senior. He's blown more than blown away more than 1,300 feet by a tornado. And now he's caught up in the whirlwind of media attention. Go figure. He's from Southwest Missouri. He was on Good Morning America. And la la la. He took his wild ride only wearing boxer shorts.
Okay.
Can you imagine? Those boxers had got to be brown all around the back.
I'm surprised they stayed on.
No kidding. At the time, there's nothing funny about it happening. No. He was in his grandma's trailer when the twister came down on them. He said it sounded like 10 military jets coming at them. Suddenly, there was a lot of pressure inside the house. The front and back doors were both locked, and they completely just came off their hinges and blew out. I looked at my grandma in the kitchen, and the walls were moving. The roof was moving. The floor was moving, just like Jell-O. I could feel the whole trailer tipping over. There was 150-mile-per-hour winds. It ripped open the mobile home and carried him out into the night. It flung him over a barbed wire fence 200 yards away and eventually dropped him into a soft grass and open field. He did have a gash in his head from getting hit by a lamp. What? A lamp. Dude survives getting tossed 1,300 feet.
So he just like sees it, like as you imagine, there's just stuff flying.
Yeah.
And then he just sees a lamp and then
it's like, doink. That would hurt. He said everything was gone. I could see debris from the trailers and the garage everywhere. It finally hit me that it must have been a tornado, and I figured that they were dead or hurt really bad, so I took off running for my best friend's house. That'd be, yeah, it's like crazy to just, like, because you're probably in shock, but then once like, you're down on the ground, you're not like celebrating because you're probably in shock and you're not sure what's going on or who else is affected or if they're okay. The longest previously documented incident, was 1995 when her and her pony went 1,000 feet. Yeah, and more than 40,000 newspaper reports about tornadoes. I've only found a single documented case of a person being carried more than a mile.
Wow.
But that person died.
Oof.
Unfortunately. And yeah, essentially just goes into him people calling his name and whatnot, and just being so scared that like his grandma or if his uncle were alive. But he's lucky that despite everything else that he just had that, head injury from the lamp.
Wow.
He ended up needing 5 surgical staples in his head, and he wants to help his grandmother rebuild. He's going to deal. In the meantime, he'll deal with the sudden fame his experience brought him. I've always told my girlfriend I wanted to see a tornado, but I sure didn't want to be in one.
Yeah.
Is what he said. That is up close and personal, probably too close.
Too much.
I can think of some Twister puns, but my brain is like mind blown right now. That's so scary.
I didn't think that you could survive being in a tornado. Like actually lift it up into one.
Yeah, and then I cannot even imagine. He didn't even talk about like what it was like to actually be in the air. You probably go into shock. I wouldn't doubt. You're just kind of like, what's happening? And I forgot too, like the pressure and how loud it is. It probably feel like the air feels different. Let alone how scary it is, how loud it gets.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, just even like we get windy days and those are annoying. I cannot even imagine. If you have survived or been through a tornado or know something else or different advice, etc.,
let us know.
Please tell us. I do have some fun, not funny, but 5 quick things on what not to do in a tornado.
Okay, besides
the
play
things.
chicken and
Don't play chicken. Yeah.
Okay.
They're really fast. So do not take tornado warnings seriously.
Okay.
Take them seriously. It was a double negative. Don't look out the window, even though you're like, what's happening? Because the windows can break, and that's why they want you to be not near the windows. Don't open the windows of your house. They say that people do this because they think that the pressure will equalize and the windows won't shatter, but it's a myth. According to experts, it will only succeed in allowing more wind into the house so that internal supports can be shaken apart, which then weakens the house. So don't do it.
Okay.
Don't try to outrun it. As we said, tornadoes' average speed across the ground is 10 to 20 miles per hour, but it can reach up to 60 miles per hour. So if you think you're a fast driver and can outrun the tornado, think again. Your chances are slim to none. As soon as you hear a siren, take shelter, as we know. Oh, they even said that you could buckle up in your car if possible, get below the level of a road of the road, like a ditch or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But not under a bridge. Take cover underneath an overpass. Sorry, I know we just were like, do you have a story? Blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like doing this, but oh well, who cares? Do not take cover under an overpass. We already said that. The reason is the structure could fall apart and even lift vehicles off the ground. It's the absolute last place you want to be, in all caps. And I think that's all I have.
Nice. And that's all for
And
the
that's
Tor-nay-toes.
Tor-nay-toes.
Can you see them?
I think you can. I saw them. Hi. There it is.
Hello.
Wiggle them.
Wiggle, wiggle,
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Tor-nay-toes.
No.
You just twist your toes like a tornado.
Uh-huh.
We'll make it it could be our move of the week.
With the toes.
Mm-hmm.
All
That's
right.
the dance move of the week, in case you were wondering.
Okay.
Now that you can see our moves.
Our sick moves.
Yeah. Should I show... Is this embarrassing? Should I show the one from earlier?
If you want to, I will pretend like I had no part in this.
Okay, it's fine. I'm just not going to do it then. That's that. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
listening.
everyone.
We did our first video.
Whoop, whoop.
Crazy. Look how cute everything looks. Aren't we adorable?
Sweatshirt.
Are we cute? Is my chin okay?
I'm cute.
I'm cute. She's cute.
She's cute.
You didn't even point at me.
Said
You're like, she's cute.
she's cute.
Hold on.
She is cute.
There it is. Still works. Thanks for listening. We'll be here next week,
Mm-hmm.
as will you, whatever time or day this is. And thanks for listening. What are we doing next episode?
Oh.
Survivals.
We already did that.
No, I'm playing it out in my brain. So we did survivor stories from crime, tornadoes, surviving tornadoes. It was kind of a 2-for-1.
Mm-hmm.
Figure it out, traditional style.
Traditional style.
We'll let you know what we come up with next week.
All right.
You heard it here. See you then.
See
Thanks
ya.
for listening.
Bye-bye.
Chaka.
Is that all?
I think that's when we do like burp.
Okay. We're done here.
Oh wait,
Do you want to do the
did you already pause it?
plugs? No, I didn't.
Yeah. So yeah, we forgot. So yeah, follow us on Instagram
Mm-hmm.
at You're Not Paranoid.
Twitter at YMP Podcast.
Our website is you'renotparanoid.com, where we have videos. We also have YouTube videos. You're watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean. Are we on iHeartRadio yet?
It's still pending.
We're thinking about iHeartRadio. It's working out sometime.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, if you got stories, you can email us at
You're not paranoid at gmail.com.
correct. And oh yeah, these things. So
Oh, yeah.
if
Loud noises.
if you have a story,
We've got
send it to us, and we will send you a sticker
or a pin button.
or a pin.
whatever you
And
wanna call it.
we promise we won't stalk you if you send us your address. We can send it to a P.O. box or whatever you like. We also have
Yes.
pins. Y'all,
I did hold it up.
I know, but I was being egocentric and just focusing on myself and trying to get their attention. And then I realized that you were equally doing that.
It's fine.
But we're not talking.
Whatever.
There's also pins. But
Yeah.
stickers are... Oh, and we got other stickers that Katie found.
Those can be for super special listeners if you rate, review, and subscribe on Apple iTunes or whatever. Apple Podcasts. Apple
iTunes podcasts.
Podcast.
All the same. It's cool. Yeah. Rate, review, subscribe. Tell us, take a screenshot, send it to us. Actually, then how do we know it's you?
Because they're emailing it to us.
Oh. Because they can just take a picture of anyone's screenshot.
But in the writing form
Oh. Yeah. Like that.
version.
Write it, screenshot, send it. You will get a stick. Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Okay, adios.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.